What's going on YouTube? 25 Prestige here, back again with another commentary. A relaxed, chilled, laid-back version of myself right now. Just kind of hanging out. I got a bunch of homework and a bunch of studying to do, so it's like the calm before the storm. Kind of just like procrastinating as long as possible before it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, now I really need to get my work done. Need to sit down, need to get some tunes on, need to study until I drop, if you catch my drift. I don't know, there really wasn't any drift to be catched. But anyways, you guys, I got a quick little, I think this is like a 6.5 minute gameplay. Let me double check that. No, it's 6 minutes, 13 seconds. Using the MP7 silenced, I believe, on mission? I'm not sure. I can't tell the maps unless I'm playing them. Like the names of the maps, just because I really haven't been playing a lot of Mw3. And the MP7 is one of the few guns that I actually enjoy using. That and the KSG12, KGS, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's the pump action shotgun that's not the spaz. But anyways, you guys, this is kind of a meh, that's really the only way to describe it. Free for all. It's a 30 and 5. I get my kill streaks late, but I decided to use it just because I thought it was kind of interesting. I like this map a lot. It's pretty good for free for all. It's probably my favorite free for all map. But anyways, I wanted to tell a story, kind of story time with 25 Prestige, about my neighbor. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because my neighbor is, she's probably like 70, 75 years old, mid 70s, and she's psychotic and she's moving. Well, she did move. She's like knocking down her house and they're building a bigger one behind it, and she's selling her property. So she's gone. Let me preface the story by that. But anyways, so that's how I kind of got thinking of this story, like kind of sentimental. It's like, wow, I really hope I didn't have anything to do with her leaving, because I have 2 dogs and they bark a lot, like a ton. Like, they're the annoying dogs in the neighborhood that you're just like, yep, they're barking again. They're at it again. Like, those are my dogs. But anyways, they bark at her a lot. So I think that we kind of had, you know, a little input in her moving, a little, we were involved in her moving, whether it was on purpose or not. But anyways, here's the story, you guys. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I got a rabbit whose name was Flip, and he was a really nice rabbit, really soft, exceptionally heavy, probably like 20 pounds. It was unbelievable. But it was more muscle and less fat, you know. He wasn't chubby, but he wasn't small by any means. He was a heavy rabbit. But anyways, that has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the story. We kept him in like this playpen during the warm seasons, and like we put him in a small hutch during the winter seasons. And when he was in the hutch, my neighbor came over, the one who's psychotic. She came over and she was like, wait a minute, before I get into the story, this is how she's psychotic. How we know she's psycho is my brother had some friends over, and one of them was smoking a cigar on the porch, and she then called the police and then called my mom, saying that my brother and his friends were smoking weed on the porch, when it turns out it was just his friend smoking a cigar, who was over 18, by the way, so it was 100% legal. So she's really paranoid, really into other people's business, and really just out of it. She's a weird person, and she just sits in her house and gardens all day. But anyways, back to the story. So we have this rabbit, right, and she sees that it's in a very small hutch, where it's necessary to have the rabbit in a hutch because you can't keep it outside in cold weather in a huge pen because there's no insulation, and the rabbit is going to freeze, essentially, like literally freeze to death. So you have to put it in a small hutch with a lot of bedding and a lot of hay, so it can really like get insulated and kind of burrow down and just stay warm, because it's very cold. We don't want to keep it inside just because it pees and poops a ton, and it's a safe alternative. It's really safe, really healthy for the rabbit. It's not like it's in any danger outside. Even though it is cold, it has a lot of insulation, a lot of food, a lot of water. And anyways, so my neighbor comes over and she's like, excuse me, I noticed that your rabbit's in that very small hutch. That's very unsafe. The rabbit needs room to stretch its legs, and I was wondering if I could, have your rabbit. Like, she basically came over unannounced and was like, can I have your rabbit? And my mom was like, no, you can't have our rabbit, but if you want, you can visit it, every once in a while. So for the next month and a half, she comes over, literally not exaggerating. She has no life, by the way, because she's independently wealthy. Like, she got a ton of money from her grandpa or something like that. She comes over literally every single day for 2 months just to see the rabbit, like petting it, stroking it, feeding it carrots, and like all these lavish like treats and stuff like that. Like, really pampering our rabbit, and we're like, at first we were like, oh, this is great, we can get Flip some attention because, you know, we're busy and we don't, the first thing on our mind isn't we need to give our rabbit attention. The first thing on our mind is we need to do all this other stuff, then we can give our rabbit attention. So sometimes Flip fell by the wayside, so we were kind of excited. We were like, oh, this is great, you know, our rabbit can get some attention from this creepy lady, and you know, that's good. But anyways, it became to the point where like we couldn't go outside because she was outside all day. Like we would want to go outside and play football and she was out there, so we'd feel weird about it. So it got to the point where it was just too weird, and my mom was like, listen, Simone, you really cannot come over anymore. And she freaked out. She got so mad. She called the police on us for not keeping not keeping proper care of our rabbit. And then my mom was like, she called the police on Simone and was like, okay, here's the deal. This is exactly what happened. Our neighbor's psychotic. She keeps coming over, touching our rabbit. She asked to have our rabbit, like, unannounced. It's just unacceptable. And then Simone got mad. She found out about us calling the police on her. She asked for the rabbit one more time, and my mom left her a note and said she would seriously press charges if she came on our property again. So that's really the whole story. And now she's gone, which is good because she's creepy, psychotic, and flirts with my mom's dad. That's a story for a different time. But anyways, you guys, 25 Prestige signing off. Let's see if we can get 30 likes on this video. We got it on that last MW2 video. I was pumped. See you guys later. 25 Prestige. Make it rain. Signing off.